Mhm. My name is Anis and I will answer the question number one. So, question number one is, would you advise a student to start this business? Yes, I would advise the student to start this business because as we read the case study, the student arrived late at the class because they faced some problem, which means that they need to wait for the lifting bridge. Yeah, and from that they found an idea and innovation to solve the problem. And from there they found an idea and they are strictly doing an experiment from weight measure and other stuff until they do a prototype. From there we know that they can create something new, they can create a business, and also from there they also strictly found a potential customer, which means that the one student they call the manager of Port Rotterdam container, which is one of the busiest container port in the world. So from there we already know that we found a potential customer that maybe can and can become more useful for container. And for the answer, question number two is, who are their customer going to be? The potential customer going to be in this case study is the container port and also container shipping company. So in this case study, the potential customer that they found is only just 15 kilometer from Delft. And what more important is that their potential customer is one of the busiest container port. So this potential customer, because they can give some useful product, like they can reduce in the space, they can reduce the potential risk, they also can save the cost. Imagine if this product was great, even the busiest container in the world like Singapore would like to purchase this because it can save a lot of things, it can give benefit to them. And the answer question number three is, who can they license the technology to? So from the case study, the student can license the technology to the necessary certification from agencies such Lawyer Register or Veritas. I'm sorry if I pronounce wrongly. So their approval is required regarding the seaworthiness of any marine equipment, because yeah, it's a shipping product. So the risk is high if something happen at the sea. So that's why this thing need an approval. So without such certification, no shipping company would be interested in the idea without this certification or this license.
Hello, I'm Hanim and I will continue on question number 4, 5 and 6. Okay, for the question number 4, can they form any license partnership or alliance? The answer is yes, because shipping alliance can help carriers facilitate low price and broad service coverage through economies of scale and economies of scope. A weekly liner service between different posts requires investment in a set of ships. They will sail irrespectively of their utilization rates. For the question number 5, it is, how would you enter this market? It is defined on what service that you offer. It is important to have a clear offer established to avoid over-promising and subsequently under-delivering your service to your clients. It is something like, what type of product do you want to deliver? Do you transport the goods domestically or globally? What type of technology and tracking services do you provide, and etc. Okay, for the question number 6, what aspect of product diffusion that they will be need to address? Okay, these vessels carry the majority of the world's manufactured goods. Cargoes like metal ores, coal or wheat are carried in the bulk carriers. Okay. There are large mainline vessels that ply the deep sea routes, and then many small feeder ships that supply the large ships at centralized hub ports. Okay. The world's ocean can be scary places in a bad weather. Hence, the transits of containers around the world inevitable carries a considerable risk. And yet, the well-known challenging routes, such as round the Cape Horn, are not where most containers are lost. Most risks are linked to the loading and unloading of containers. Okay, these containers, due to their fairly nondescript nature and the sheer number handled in major ports, require complex organization to ensure they are not lost, stolen, or misrouted.
Hello, I'm Delilah. Today I'll be explaining about question number 7, which is use the CIM figure 1.9 to illustrate the innovation process in this case. So CIM is the cyclic innovation model. Now let's look at the 4 cyclic innovation model. First one, it is the product research. So these 3 students have an idea to create a folding steel container. Second one is technological research. What they did is contacting the port of Rotterdam, which is the busiest port in the world. So they get to speak with the commercial director at the port, and they know that the product is already exist, and it's just that it's never worked. For the scientific exploration, they need the help of the university to make a model, the exact model, which is 0.8 feet high with 2 feet long container with all the equipment. For the market transition, with all the benefits of this folding container, the director are happy with it. He just asked them to go to the agencies to get this certification from the marine agencies. And when they show the model to the senior figures at the port, they are very impressed and they want to see the prototype. It's just that they don't have money to create a question. Number 8, it is about, is patent protection is essential here? If not, why not? For question number 8, yes, they need to patent their design. If not, people can steal their design and just claim that it is theirs. So to avoid that, they need to patent it. Because when they patent it, as we know, they needed money. When they show it to investors or maybe big companies that have money, the company may want to buy your design, or maybe they will give you royalty if they use their design, and maybe you can even work for them. So this is why you need to patent your design, because all of the hard work that you make the design and all the time. So it is important to have that. In Malaysia, to register your design is using IPO, which is the Intellectual Property Organization. So you can just register that and you'll be fine.
Hi, I am Siti Mariam Soleha binti Mak Nasir. The question is, how can the student help the customer adopt the product? Before we go further, we must know who is our target market and what is the benefit of the folding container. Based on the case study, the students are focusing on businessmen and the shipping container companies. For your information, the folding container, it can help you in terms of reducing space during the ship. The folding container would provide further advantages. For example, in this case study, they would like to relieve congestion at the port. Storing the empty containers take up prime real estate. As an example, the storage yard around the port of the JC, UK are cluttered with the estimated 100,000 empty containers belonging to leasing companies and the additional 50,000 belonging to the ocean carrier. Standardization led to the growth in the container usage. What will be the effect of the non-standard folding container? Where the standardization has led to using more cost and more risk. So the idea of the student create this non-standardized container to develop new trend in this shipping industry. By creating this folding container, they know they will overcome the past problem. Firstly is lowering the cost in the shipping industry. By using the non-standardized container, we can reduce in terms of cost of the shipping. Next, the unload container or the standard container, it will lead in terms of high risk and it can bring the bad pollution to the sea. Based on this case study, during the shipping has estimated 10,000 containers have been missing, where we can estimate that it fall down to the sea. For example, when the bad weather appears or the bad weather happen, such as the typhoon and the wave become big, the container will drop and will fall to the sea, and it may cause the sea pollution to the environment.